Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back to my channel. And this is LT Primatron. At least for now. I might change that later on. But hey, yes, welcome back to my channel. This is to complement the previous video, which was the Imperial Japanese carrier Akagi. And I'm doing both the Enterprise and the Akagi, and then a special surprise ship, if you were paying attention in my previous video, to go along with the Enterprise and the Akagi. Yes, you heard that right. There's a surprise ship model that I also completed. You'll find out next week what it is when I upload the video. But for now, today we are focusing on this current ship model. And after some struggle and building this kit concurrently with another kit, I bring to you my latest model kit build, the Yorktown class aircraft carrier USS Enterprise CV6. Woo! Yay! Look at it, isn't it a beauty? Anyways, why did I pick this model kit? Well, one reason is because there's a community of fans out there who are familiar with this mobile game called Azur Lane, and I guess the two main characters on there is the Akagi and the Enterprise. So yes, warships that are anthropomorphized. I can't say that word. Anthropomorphized into human beings. Ship girls, basically. But yeah, you know, it's all in good fun. I mean, it helps build an audience and helps build interest into history. There's more than one way to be introduced to it, so might as well make anime girls out of historical warships, right? Right. Whatever gets these young kids into history. But anyways, so why did I pick this kit? It's the most famous ship in the U.S. Navy during World War II and a little bit afterwards. Who wouldn't want this displayed on their shelves, right? I wanted a 1/700th scale Yorktown carrier on my shelf for display. So yeah, a little bit about the ship history. The Enterprise was the second ship in the Yorktown class carrier. She is also the first American ship to sink a full-sized enemy warship after the start of the Pacific War had been declared, when she sank a Japanese submarine I-70 on December 10th, 1941. Her dive bombers helped sink the Akagi and 3 other Japanese carriers in the Battle of Midway. These carriers being Akagi, as mentioned, Kaga, Hiryu, and Soryu. These 4 carriers were involved in the attack on Pearl Harbor on December 7th, 1941. From 1941 to 1945, the USS Enterprise fought almost all of the major battles and engagements of the Pacific Theater. Enterprise was awarded a Presidential Unit Citation for her service during World War II. In addition to her Presidential Unit Citation, Enterprise received a Navy Unit Commendation and 20 battle stars for World War II service, making her the highest decorated U.S. Navy ship ever. In addition, she was presented with a British Admiralty pennant that was hoisted when a majority of the Admiralty board members were present. The pennant was given to Enterprise as an official token of respect from an ally. The Enterprise also helped innovate night flying missions for naval aviation. By the late 1950s, she was sold for scrap, and her next namesake was taken by the first ever nuclear-powered aircraft carrier, CVN-65, the USS Enterprise. So on to the model kit build itself. Let's see. I'll just go over the positives first, and then I'll go over the negatives. Overall, this being a Tamiya kit, It was a very easy to assemble, and the instructions were easy to follow. Very well put instructions. Putting together pieces were straightforward, and all the parts that were cut from the sprues fitted together quite nicely. I didn't run into any trouble. As far as excess plastic flash, it was very minimal. I hardly run into any kind of extra cutting of any flash or plastic flash overflow of dried plastic on the sprues. But what I like about this model is that it gave me the option of either having an open hanger or a closed hanger configuration. For my own model, I went with a semi-open, semi-closed open hanger. That being the stern is open hanger, while the bow or the front of the ship is closed hanger. So I went with a compromise. Tamiya was generous with the amount of planes included in the kit. There were 15 total, which consisted of Hellcats, Corsairs, both of which are fighters, dive bombers. I'm not sure if they were Hell divers or Dauntless dive bombers, and torpedo bombers. I don't know if these were the Devastators or the Avengers torpedo bombers, but they were in the general shape. But anyhow, all of my torpedo bombers are on the stern of the ship. The front of the ship were on the flight deck were fighters, and the middle of the bunch were the dive bombers. So, quick tip: always paint your planes while they are still on their sprues for an easier paint job. I mean, it's a pain in the butt if you cut all the planes out and then you painted the teeny weeny tiny little planes. Not a good idea. So anyways, keep them on the sprues and just paint them as is, and then you can just cement them down onto the flight deck to whichever configuration you want. Those were the positives. So going on to the negatives, most of the build was pretty straightforward until I had to attach the flight deck to the main body of the ship. I struggled to align the deck with the hangar section, so I had to reassemble some of the parts to fit the deck. It was kind of a pain in the butt. Things weren't quite aligning despite following the instructions. But I did manage to get the flight deck onto the ship eventually. But it worked itself out. The kit didn't come with any decals for the ship itself. Either that or was missing some. I double checked my other USS Hornet kit by Tamiya. It too had only the plane decals, and it did not have any ship decals. So the only decals included were for the planes. So don't know why, but maybe it's because it's an older kit. I'm not sure. Apparently this kit was made in the early to mid 70s, so I don't know why they never included the decals for the ship itself. Would have been nice to have landing stripes or takeoff stripes on the flight deck, or a number 6 for the bow. I tried to paint a 6 onto the flight deck, but it didn't look pretty, so I painted over it with a corkwood paint. Thank God for Vallejo acrylic paints. You could probably see hints of it here on the video, but moving on. The only challenge to this build was mostly due to my own faults. You see, once the ship was fully assembled, I went on to paint the ship. I was going to paint her in an unorthodox red, black, and gold color scheme, but seeing as how my other models of the Akagi and Bismarck were already these colors, I didn't want to repeat myself and ended up, getting creatively stuck. So for a bit I was staring at the model. I've probably repainted the ship 2 or 3 times to finally settle on the camel that made me happy. And so, as you see here, repainted the ship multiple times, from pitch black to light blue, and then same thing with the flight deck. You know, it was all black, and then I repainted it to blue, and it was just a pain in the butt. I just worked on the Bismarck while the Enterprise was staring at me, waiting for me to finish her paint job. But yeah, I'll just go ahead and go with the score, and I'll finish this up right now. As far as build quality and parts, definitely an A. Assembly was straightforward, and having 3 types of carrier planes being included was a nice little bonus. Came with a copper wire, so that way I could cut little gun barrels off this wire to complement the 20 millimeter AA AA guns. You'll probably see some of it as, you know, the video rotates. Not the video, but the ship rotates. Details and decals, I give it a C. Ship decals were missing, and only the plane decals were included. As far as the detailing on the ship itself, it's not bad. I mean, nothing really stuck out as far as the detailing on the flight deck. You could tell where the if you're looking on the flight deck that there are some elevators, platforms here and there. The island structure had some detail on it, so you could make out where the bridge was. Oh, a fun fact: the tripod tower on the island was actually tilting or leaning pretty bad, so I kind of cut some of the longer posts to make it even, and straighten it out and leveled it as best as I could, which is surprising. It usually doesn't give me that kind of struggle before. But overall score, I give it a B. Overall, I mean, in conclusion, I was really looking forward to this build, and it shouldn't have taken me this long to finish it. Even while building the Battleship Bismarck, I should have finished a week or so ago. The real struggle for me was not the model kit itself, but rather the painting process. I just struggled trying to find the right color scheme. I still recommend this model kit. It's affordable and still available through Amazon or your favorite model store. The color scheme I finally settled on was red, black, light blue, and blue, just to give it that ocean color scheme, Pacific Ocean color scheme. But anyways, I didn't use any kind of reference. I just came up with it from my own imagination as far as the camo and the pattern, and everything that you see here as far as the painting and the job, the coloring, it's all done by hand. So I did it all by hand brush. No, I don't have an airbrush, nor do I have the space to accommodate an airbrush. But tell me what you guys think of the model, and yeah, I hope you enjoy this review, and I will catch you guys later. And next week will be another ship review. Talk to you guys later. Bye bye. Oh, and hit like and subscribe for good luck and good fortune. Talk to you guys later. Bye bye.